I'm going to give you a couple of tips at the end that kind of opened my eyes. It gave me that, whoa, really? Somebody should have told me this at the beginning, but nobody did. Manjaro is expensive, but in this video I am going to show you how you can save £1,000 whilst you're on your Manjaro journey. Probably more. I'm 4 months in. I've lost just over 4 stone. I checked my bank balance yesterday. I'm close to, I'm £543 better off. That's including the price of what Manjaro costs on my overall budget of what I've saved. Blows your mind. I've saved money on Manjaro, and in this video I am going to show you 5 ways to save you that money. So how have I done it? Let's just get this out there. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're in the same boat where you've tried to lose weight. I have spent thousands over my lifetime. Slimming World, Weight Watchers, Cambridge Diet, Lipo Trim, Slim Fast, the bars, the proteins. I reckon about 5k. Even gym memberships I never used. I've probably spent a fortune, a shed load of money over the years. And then along comes Manjaro, the starting price. I get mine, and they're starting at £149. But then it creeps up a little bit the higher the dosage. Go and have a look at MedExpress. I can totally recommend them. So it's not cheap. When you first see that number, you think, that's just way too expensive. And you've no guarantee that it's going to work either. So in this video, I'm going to justify your money. Not only that, I'm going to show you, not only do you lose a shed load of weight, you will be saving a shed load of money as well. Seriously, I can't believe this. I had to share this because I don't think anybody's mentioned this. The money you save whilst you're on Manjaro. I only started Manjaro for 1 month. What have I got to lose? I felt like time was running out and my joints were hurting. My health was bad. I'm going to give you a couple of tips at the end that kind of opened my eyes. It gave me that, whoa, really? Somebody should have told me this at the beginning, but nobody did. So let's start, shall we? Number 1, your food bill. I'm one of these, I won't shop at Waitrose, sorry Waitrose. I love Lidl's because it's good quality and you like your stuff. But I always used to go in with a trolley. Now, it wasn't to always get a big shop. It was because I've got a dodgy back, and you know what it's like, you go to the shops, you start piling your stuff in, and if you've got a basket, you're really regretting it by the time you get to the till, and you're just desperately looking around for a shop attendant to think, can you please go and get me a trolley? I'm dying here. So I always went in with a trolley, and I'd see some stuff for the kids, I'd see some stuff thinking, oh, I'll freeze that up, I'll do some meal prepping. But I always ended up with shit more stuff than I ever needed in that trolley by the time I got to the till. I don't know how many times, you're probably the same, have said this. I only came in for a couple of bits and I'm 4 bags out. Food shop whilst you're doing Manjaro, you are suddenly very acutely aware of what is going in, or the lack of. You are eating less because Manjaro suppresses that appetite. The quantity is so much smaller because you just can't physically fit that stuff in. It slows it right down. Keep trying to have these big meals. When I say big meals, I made something last night and I literally had about 10 mouthfuls, and I'm leaving stuff on my plate. I've never done that before in my life. That's why I was fat. So your quantity, it changes. Depends if you're buying for your whole family. Obviously that doesn't change, that side of things. But I live on my own. All I'm shopping for is me. So when I go shopping now, I take a basket because I do not need anywhere near what I was eating before. I tried batch cooking the other day because I know my portion sizes are tiny. I've had to separate them. I've ended up with so much more. I run out of the plastic containers to put them in. You know the Chinese takeaways you used to get years ago, and you'd get them all in these containers and you'd save them all. They're the ones I buy off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description because I do still buy them. I've ended up running out of containers. I ended up giving my daughter a load of stuff because the portions I knew was just a waste of time putting my normal portions in because I wouldn't eat it. What happens is you're eating far less food, which means there's far less food going in your trolley or basket in this case. Number 2, you don't want a snack. It's gone. I know. If somebody had told me this before Manjaro, I'd be like, yeah, right. Trust me, I'm experiencing this. Your snacking goes. You don't want a snack. If your Manjaro is working as it should, and everybody's different, like I say, this is just Jackie's journey. Don't shout at me in the comments over this. But most people on Manjaro will lose the will to snack. Just doesn't even enter your head because that food noise goes. The first few times I shopped after Manjaro, I went and bought the same stuff. I went down the same aisles, bought the same shit, the same crappy food, the same quantity. That first couple of weeks when I realised how much I was throwing out or giving away, I was wasting my money. So it was only about 2.5 weeks in, I changed to my basket routine because I don't like wasting money. It's as simple as. I have not been down the biscuit and chocolate aisle in about 10 weeks. Because say, if somebody had told me this crap before Manjaro, I'd have laughed at you. You know, when you go shopping, and especially don't shop when you've had a rough day or a rough week, or you're tired or you're hungry, because my emotional eating habits come back. So when you're going in there and you're feeling you've had a rough week and you need a reward, like you do. So now that doesn't happen because I don't have that emotional food noise going on anymore. It's disappeared. Don't get me wrong, I had a couple of pieces of chocolate at Christmas, and nobody's saying you can't have chocolate. Of course you can. It's just my journey. I don't want chocolate. I don't feel I need it. I've had the odd bar now and again, the odd piece, but I'm over it. It's really weird. It's like when I gave up smoking, all of a sudden I just thought, don't want a cigarette anymore. So I've got a couple of tips at the end for you to test this theory out. Okay, and you can still do it whether you're on it, you're just starting it, or you're thinking about it. It doesn't matter. Takeaways. I'm not really a great takeaway lover because I like to cook and I always prefer my own food to somebody else's, but I do like a good Indian curry. I bought a curry about 4 weeks in. I thought, oh, let's try it because it's safe. I know to eat small, and I know, you're aware of your side effects if you go with the spicy stuff so I didn't buy any poppadoms, I didn't buy any onion bhajis or anything like that. I just bought a curry sauce. I didn't even buy any rice. I thought I'll just have the curry sauce. I looked at it and it just came in the normal container that I'd probably devour in 2 sittings. Do you know how many containers I split that up into? 8. You know when you just need that taste sometimes. My mouth's salivating now as we're talking about it because I do like spicy food, but I'm also aware of, the gallstone issue and the side effects. Not to say you can't have them, it's just you've got to be wary. You've got to be aware of what can happen. Because say my freezer's bloody full with these containers with little portions in, but it would just be enough. I know now, I'm listening to my body and I'm aware of how much I need before I go, okay, don't need any more. You feel it here. It's not like you're going to be sick, feel it. Well, unless you overeat, and then you're possibly going to feel sick and throw up. I slowly eat, slowly chew, and it just sort of kind of tells you quite early on. I know people who constantly 2 or 3 times a day passing a garage in their driving job or on the way to work, or every lunchtime they head out to Waitrose and they go and get the sarnies and the biscuits and the crisps and all the rest of it. You're not spending anymore. Number 4, quality over quantity. I think I might be lacking in iron. I did buy a couple of steaks. When I say buy a couple of steaks, I buy a piece of steak about that big and then I'd chop it up into about 4 or 5 pieces, and that was enough with a portobello mushroom. So now my basket has got salmon, it's got prawns, it's got steak, it's got fish. I'll have some veg in there. It'll have raisins, it'll have the stuff that after checking NutriCheck it is good for you. Because you're putting so few calories in, you've got to be super careful that it's nutrient rich for your body. That means that you're probably going to go for the slightly more expensive, but even that has not made a difference. It's not made a dent in the savings. I'll explain more at the end. And then number 5, clothes shopping. This might just be me, but as a general rule, because I am losing weight so fabulously and so quickly, but I refuse to buy even a bra. I refuse to buy things when I know I'm going to be in them maybe a month. It just feels like a waste of money. So I'm going to charity shops, I'm doing Facebook Marketplace, I'm going vintage, I'm borrowing stuff. So again, you're saving money. Now, rightly so, I didn't have a huge clothing allowance before Manjaro because I hated shopping. When you're size 22/24, you don't like shopping. It's just not an enjoyable experience. It's just not. So I wasn't a big clothes shopper anyway, but I would buy stuff online because I didn't even like going shopping, going in the shops, trying stuff on, looking at yourself in those full length mirrors. No thanks. So I'd buy stuff online, and do you know how much money I wasted that way? You've either got the sizes all screwed up because they're all different US or EU sizes or whatever it is, or it never ever looks like the bloody photographs that somebody's wearing because they don't use big models, do they? Or if you do get it, I mean, I've bought some stuff from these cheapo places like Shein and Tumo. Oh my God, they're like tense and the fabric's awful. So and then you've got a cost to send it back. So I have wasted a lot of money over the years on clothes. So that was my thing. I thought, I'm not going to buy a load of stuff. I'm just going to save and just manage. I live in leggings at home. I know, ouch. But I know that when I get to the size, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy having a little bit of a shop. So there's your 5 things. Now just think about that for a minute, how much you'll possibly have saved with what I've just said. And these are the tips. I've had to write them down because there's a lot of information. This is all in my ebook. It's a free one. If you want it, the link's down below. I used to use food as an emotional. I needed it. Sometimes, I don't know why, but that connection sort of built up in me over the years that I felt shit. I felt sorry for myself. I hated how I looked. And this cycle would start where I feel like I needed to pamper myself because nobody else was. And they didn't understand the guilt I was going through every time I went through that. So it's very emotional. I'm working on that. You need to find another way to treat yourself, and if it means getting a face pack in, getting a massage, going for a spa. I'm taking my granddaughter to the cinema tonight, and I won't buy any treats or anything. I'll take her to the shop before we go, but just spending time. You have to get your head around this idea of food isn't a treat. It's not, because it makes you so unhappy. So you have to find another way. Biggest tip I can give you is, before you start Manjaro, or even if you're on it already, go into your bank statements in the past before Manjaro. Go and have a look at your monthly spending. Go back a couple of months and have a look how much you spent on food, how much you spent on the garage runs, the shop runs, the McDonald's runs, the takeaways, eating out, all those things. Not saying you can't do those things. It changes dramatically because you don't want to, or if you do, you kind of start choosing not to do these things because you feel like you're wasting money because you're not having hardly any of it. Work it out. Do a couple of months. And then if you get on Manjaro, work it out. I'm about 540 quid better off. That's with the price of Manjaro thrown in, the 149.99 you start with. That's with that money taken out. So basically, I worked out exactly what I was spending on food about 2 or 3 months before Manjaro. I didn't think I ate a lot, but boy, did I waste money. And I've worked out what I spend now on food plus the cost of Manjaro, and I'm £540 better off in 17 weeks. So I reckon I'm going to be on this for another maybe 3 months. So I am now realizing that I'm going to probably save myself £1,000 whilst on Manjaro. No brainer, guys, no brainer. It's not only that, it is probably the game changer for losing weight. If you've ever struggled, get yourself on Manjaro. I've got a website, and if you want to see every single update I've done with subheadings underneath to show you what's talked about in the video. So if you've got a question about, I don't know, the 5th dose, that magic 5th dose you can squeeze out of your pen, go and have a look at the website, link down below, and find where it says 5th dose. Click on that, watch the video, and it'll give you the information in that video. So you don't have to hunt through all of them. It'd be great if you could watch them all anyway. And with that, give us a thumbs up, guys. Ding the bell. If you've not subscribed, subscribe. It's free, and I'll pop up every time that a video is posted. Let us know down in the comments. And I'm still waiting for people to come back to me and say, yes, Jackie, I'd love to be interviewed and be featured on your channel. There's no brave souls out there. What's wrong with you all? You're waiting for the summer, or you're waiting for that slimmer you. Anyway, this is all I'm going to give you today. You take care and let us know how you get on. I'd be really interested to get your feedback on when you should check your bank statements if you're on Manjaro, and just have a look of where you are with your finances. I don't want to know the details, but just your savings. So yes, Manjaro is the £1,000 diet, but it's £1,000 in your pocket. Your pocket, nobody else's. It's brilliant. Bloody silver lining as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's one of the best diets in the world. That's your lot. You take care, guys. Bye-bye.